In the morning as I rested, a ring from my phone stirred my sleep, ring and ring again. I woke to a stranger's voice with grim news, thought it a joke until the brutal death sank in. Wide awake, my mind in a storm, my hands shook. The phone went silent as my eyes became fountains. Thoughts of your going tore through me like rain. The children at home in a haze of blood and grays. The endless horrors of what they saw that day, as the passing days and months blurred into one. I began my plea, my prayers for thee. Overwhelmed by the death, the children came seeking rest. I sat and contemplated, buried her, the pain buried deep within. I stood strong in the storms alone, until the day they came along and ripped them away. I pleaded again, I am sane, let them stay. As the night grew long and the days shortened, now I sit alone, waiting like a stone, for the day we begin anew, until the day my children will know that I may have gone mad in the dark of the days. Yet I found peace in the silence of the nights. I wrote your name in stars' hot flame. The beauty of the flickering flame showed me the eyes of what could be. In that wild inferno I saw whole constellations bend toward the shape of your mouth. Your laugh caught in the smoke like a secret the universe had been keeping just for me. The fire did not lie. It opened its burning iris and let me look straight into the version of us that never learned how to break. We were there. No distance, no grave, no apology needed. Just skin learning skin again. Souls remembering they were once the same star. Before the fall split us into two aching lights, but the embers cooled too fast. They always do. And I was left kneeling in the ash, your name still glowing on my tongue like a prayer I'm not allowed to finish. Tell me, do the flames still speak your name when I'm not listening? Or have they already learned to keep the what could be to themselves? Yet sometimes, when the wind holds its breath and the world forgets to watch, the embers answer anyway, a soft crackle that sounds like your name. Like the universe clearing its throat to finish the prayer it started in the first star. The constellations haven't forgotten. They still lean toward the memory of your mouth. Their light a delayed yes from a sky that saw us whole and never stopped grieving the split. I cup what warmth remains in my palms, press it to the place where your star lives in me, and feel the version of us that never learned how to break rewrite itself across my skin in lines of gold and ash. The fire does not lie. It simply learns to speak softer when the listening gets hard, keeping our what could be. Like a coal it refuses to let die, a secret it shares only with those who kneel long enough to call the darkness home and still choose to strike the match again. At 3 a.m. the world forgets how to breathe. The house holds its tongue, the clocks slow their hands, and I sit on the edge of nothing with a cup that won't warm me. Steam climbs in slow spirals, thin as memory, thick as prayer, and there, inside the rising ghost of heat, she appears. Only her eyes, not the whole of her, never the whole. Just those soft silver flames that look straight through the ruin and see the man I used to be before the Reaper came, before the silence learned my name. In that one held breath, the fracture in my chest stops screaming. The pieces remember how they once fit. My heart mends. A single thread of light stitches the wound shut. I am whole for the length of a blink. I am not the hollow thing that walks these hours. I am seen. Then the steam thins, the eyes dissolve like sugar in rain, and the shatter comes. Sharp, surgical, merciless, because I remember what it felt like to be held by something that death could not steal. The cup cools in my hands, the night deepens its teeth, and I am left with the echo of eyes that promised nothing, but gave me one perfect second of mercy before the breaking began again. I will sit here tomorrow at the same dead hour, same cup, same steam, same silence. I will wait for the veil to thin. I will wait for her to find me, even if it means mending, just to shatter twice as loud, because 1 second of her eyes is worth every fracture that follows, and the quiet knows it, and so do I.
My soul still cries your name, in the velvet hush where the night won't end. My soul still cries your name again. The one, the you, the her I lost. The only fire that ever felt like home. You were the beauty that made the darkness kneel, the stars that burned in my midnight sky, the flame in my chest no winter could steal, the reason I ever learned how to fly. She, the her, the you I still reach for, even though death has closed every door. I speak to the void like it still holds your hand, like the Reaper never came and stole my promised land. My love didn't die when they took you away. It just learned how to scream in the silence of day. It walks these empty rooms wearing your ghost, whispering promises death cannot unmake. I light nothing now but the memory of your face, and the night answers back with the sound of your name. Over and over, like a prayer gone feral, like a heart that refuses to let the ending be final. You are the one, the only, the everything. And even here, in this broken cathedral of grief, my soul still cries for you. Raw, unashamed, eternal. The stars may have fallen, the fire may have dimmed, but the love I carry for you, my dead beloved, it has not learned how to end. Most speak the word like scripture, lips wet with borrowed heat. Love they sigh while chasing shadows, rendered hollow by the first defeat. They feast on warmth when skin is willing, on eyes that mirror back their fire, on touches electric in the quiet dark, but bolt when tempests test the wire. Lust wears love's stolen garments, a costume frayed by morning light. It hungers for the bloom, not roots, and withers when the ground turns to night. To fall out of love, a liar's tongue. True love was never built to break. It does not tumble from a height, it stands scarred through every ache. One never loved if ease could end it, if hardship made the heart retreat. What burned was hunger, not devotion,
a fleeting spark, not sacred heat. Few love most merely lust, clawing at the glow they crave, then curse the cold when flames die down and call the ashes love betrayed. But love remains when hands are empty, when eyes grow dim and touch grows cold. It weeps through storms, forgives the breaking, a rose that blooms in graveyard soil. Most chase the thrill and name it holy. Few stay to tend the dying flame. In that divide, the truth is spoken. Lust is loud, love bears the name.
Love is always just out of my reach, a shadow that slips between my fingers. No matter how still I sit, I am here again. Same chair, same cup, coffee cooling like every promise I ever made, staring at the same wall that has memorized the shape of my silence. I did what I could. I did what felt right in the marrow of me. I opened every locked door inside my chest and let the pain walk out in plain language. Yet somehow the fault still circles back to these hands, to the eagerness that burned too bright, to the reckless joy of wanting to hold you close, that wanting turned into madness. And I called it love. I am sure now. Some part of this ruin is mine. My heart has taken all it can carry. I gave everything that was asked of me, and still I came up short in a way that hurts more than it ever has before. The ache has teeth tonight, so I retreat back to the only place that ever felt like home, this corner, this quiet, this familiar nothing. I never felt whole here, but at least the emptiness never screamed the way it screams right now. I was a fool to believe we could ever work. It is me. It has always been me. It will always be me. The people are so convinced that there is a love for everyone. Yet is there really? Or is it just a story we clutch in the dark? A lighthouse we swear we saw before the fog swallowed it whole. Perhaps I've met my true love. Perhaps we just passed each other on a cold, silent night. Through the void of the endless oceans we sail. No horn sounded, no flare was lit. Just the groan of timber, the hush of canvas, and two shadows brushing close enough to feel the warmth of what could have been. Maybe, just maybe, you are right. That one day the currents will turn, the stars will shift, and we'll find the same harbor. However, perhaps I am right, and I missed her as we sailed through the starry night. Now the water remembers what I cannot. It carries the echo of a voice I never heard, the shape of a hand I never held, the rose that bloomed for a single breath, then sank without a sound. I stand at the rail in my tattered cloak, cross cold against my chest, blue eyes scanning a horizon that never answers. The night is vast, the night is honest. It does not lie and say everyone finds their one. It only offers the wind, the salt, and the choice to keep sailing, even when the only proof of love is the ache where it almost lived. So I sail, not because I'm certain she's out there,
but because the doubt itself has become its own kind of faithful companion. Quiet, vast, and still somehow, worth crossing the void for.
I carry them all within my mind. Every name, every wound, every story left behind. Sister and brother, hearts split at the seam, shattered souls still reaching for a long-lost dream. All who surrendered their goals to the night, I speak them to God in the low, holy light. In the midnights of my days I sit and I pray for the way through the valley where the broken ones stray. One voice cracks open, crying out in need, while the others sit silent, just nodding their heads in defeat. For the quiet, the faded, the once vibrant flame, now dimmed by the weight of this world and its shame. Every passing day, I refuse to grow still. I keep lifting the prayer, I bend to His will. In the gloom of our silent souls, we wander alone, searching for mercy, for a light to call home. That's the only goal left in this valley so deep. Lord, hear the ones who no longer can speak. Lead us out of the shadows. Bring the lost ones back to the fold. A way home is the only prayer these weary hearts still hold. As the days stretch long and cold, drenched in heaven's silver tears, they fall like whispered memories old, reminding me of lives cut short by years. Was it before their time or time just right? A cruel design we mortals claim as fate. We, who measure sand in glass and light, yet cannot grasp the hour, early or late. The ones we love descend in silent grace, their stories blooming only in death's keep. Brilliant, bold from that unyielding place, where secrets bloom that waking eyes can't reap. Should we not tremble for the ones now gone, and for ourselves upon this trembling scale? Each day grows shorter as the dusk draws on, teetering here on knowing's dark exhale. The precipice calls with wind and rain, where time dissolves like mist in morning's breath. No before, no after, only pain, and beauty woven tight with certain death. Yet in the fall we find the truth concealed, that every ending seeds what comes anew. We are not gods to judge what fate has sealed, just fleeting hearts who love and lose and rue. Let the cold days lengthen, let the tears descend. We walk this edge together, you and I, for in the knowing shadow, at the end, the fallen rise in every soul's quiet cry. In the gloom of the wake where the tape screams fast forward, a lifetime compressed to a blur of static and ache, I burned through my prime like a fuse already lit, ashes drifting before the spark could speak its own name. Days stacked like frames on a reel gone savage, laughter and loss in one frantic, flickering frame. Every heartbeat a stutter, every scar a fresh sentence scrawled in the grammar of too late, and again. The path was always rubble, it seems, stone and bone in the gray dust of almosts. My only companion, the echo of footsteps trudging the wreckage, as if it still owed me tomorrow. So I take my leave from the speed of these things, I slow my pace. I let the tape hiss, stall, and surrender its song, head bowed, shoulders folded like a question that has finally stopped asking.
I walk the long shadow the sun no longer reaches. The others still chase their golden racket, spinning in light that will one day scorch them too. But I have found mercy in these dimmer hours. The quiet grace of moving slow enough to hear the rubble settle beneath my soles. No race remains to lose, no tape left to chase. Only the deliberate rhythm of a man who chose at last to let the world keep spinning without him.
A rose? But a rose, how can this be? Merely petals, velvet blade. Crimson wound that will not bleed, yet stains the marrow where I fade. This thorn inside my chest, it sings a lullaby of shattered glass. Each breath a garden overgrown, where beauty leans on broken stems. Am I the rose, or is the rose me, one trembling bloom in endless rows? A vast cathedral of the green where roses kneel and weeds suppose. They own the soil, the sky, the rot. Thorns lace the lattice of my veins, weeds choke the light I try to claim. Decay hums low in time's slow veins, a dirge that tastes of silver rain. Space folds around my fragile stem. Gloom drapes the petals like a shroud, yet somewhere in the ether's hem, a single drop of starlight bows and kisses rot into a crown. I rot, I rise, I rot again, a ghost in bloom, a liar's prayer, but a rose or garden's claim upon the heart that dares to bear both heaven's blush and hell's despair. In this wild plot of love and loss, where every flower learns to scream, I am the thorn, the scent, the cross, eternal bloom inside the dream. Simply rotting, yet still I gleam. In the garden buried deep within my chest, where roots drink from the rivers of unrest, a rose of dying fire spreads its final grace, my soul once blazing, now a shadowed lace. Petals soft as secrets never told curl inward from the weight of love grown cold. Yet in this slow surrender to the earth, romance awakens in the hour of its birth. I am the lover who refuses to let go, who sees the beauty bloom every single day. Not mine to take or to hold, but to behold, who kisses every thorn and watches beauty grow. In the spaces left by falling crimson tears, in the silence where the wild heart disappears. For the dying rose I call my soul has taught me well, true romance lives where endings cast their spell. We do not love the bloom that stays forever young. We love the one that wilts and still has sung its song into the void, a hymn of letting be, a love affair with mortality's dark decree. So here I stand, tending what the world would scorn, embracing every wilt, each petal torn. For in the dying rose, my soul has found its home, a romance written in the blood and bone. The coffee light flicks on like a dying eye. At 2:30, when the dark has already won. Water drips slow from the spout, a thin, reluctant pulse counting what remains. The fan overhead turns its blades through the same stale air. I have been breathing since the last time I surrendered to sleep. The kitchen glows the color of old bruises, one bulb dangling on its cord like a hanged man. Still twitching steam climbs in crooked spirals, ghosts with nowhere left to haunt but the ceiling.
I press both palms to the mug until the heat bites bone, until the tremor in my hands has something to blame. Besides the faces rising again behind my eyes, I do not reach for music. Silence is the only honest thing left in this house. It does not lie about how empty the rooms have become. The stove clock ticks like a bored executioner, keeping tally on the wall. I am still losing. I have been losing for years. Yet here I stand, barefoot on the same groaning boards that remember every pacing, every prayer I never finished. The window gives me back only myself, a pale, hollowed thing wearing my skin, waiting for words that never arrive. The coffee has gone bitter. The fan keeps preaching its low, mechanical sermon to no one. Between the switches' click and the first reluctant drip, I remember I survived the night before this one. Barely. I lift the cup anyway, drink the darkness down, and wait for a sky that may have forgotten how to turn blue.
In the velvet hush, where midnight holds its breath, she weeps beneath depression's heavy death. The reaper's shadow claims her fragile light, slow poison drowning what once burned bright. I kneel beside her, a ghost already gone. My soul unravels at the first low moan. I do not know why the heavens stay so still, or why her sorrow bends my iron will. When she cries, everything inside me fades. The fire in my chest turns cold and gray. Colors bleed away like ink in pouring rain, leaving only ash where love once reigned. Black roses wilt where once they bloomed in grace, thorns drawing crimson from this hollow place. Butterflies of hope lie shattered on the stone. Indigo wings, violet dreams now torn. Crimson fragments scatter in the wind, beauty born of pain but too soon pinned. A faceless man in this garden of decay. I reach through mist, but she slips away. Her tears become the tide that pulls me under. Every sob a blade that cuts like thunder. Lord, if you hear this broken poet's plea, wrap her in mercy, set her spirit free. I'll carry what remains of her in me, the love that lingers past the fading sea. When she weeps, my world dissolves tonight. Yet somewhere deep a stubborn spark still fights, somber and scarred. I write these lines in blood for the soul that dies with her, and the one that rises from the mud. A name. What lies within a name? The framed picture asks for none, standing silent in its gilded frame. Yet when it passes your lips, my mind is never quite the same. I mutter it beneath my breath, again and again in the hush, until the sound dissolves into stillness, a secret held close in the quiet. I am overjoyed when you speak the words I've heard from so many before. But from your voice they fall like honey, golden and warm, meant for this moment alone. Is it me, painting from these dry eyes, trying to capture what I feel? Or is it the way you say my name that brings the brush to life? The day will pass, but these moments remain, and in their glow I'll paint that smile back upon my face, the one you gave so freely in that quiet place. I try with the paints I know, yet they never quite match the shade you bring. One blink, one shy high, and a color I never knew awakens as the smile begins anew. My dearest Jay, in the ash of every dawn I've burned through, where shadows chew the marrow from my bones,
I still choose the long road that leads to you. 1,000 broken miles and still I go. The valleys choke with thorns and reaper's breath. The mountains split my hands and bleed me dry. Yet every scar that carves across my chest is signed in crimson ink. For her, I'll try. I've walked through fire wearing nothing but regret, through CPS ghosts and bottles that lied sweet, through nights where even Jesus felt distant yet. Your name became the prayer at my feet. No matter what black river I must ford, what demon choir screams I'll never mend, my compass spins one way toward your heart's ward, the only light this somber soul will defend. You are the worth in every wound I claim, the reason ruined wings still beat for flight. A broken heart that glows inside the flame still chooses you through endless dark and night. So let the world keep throwing its cruel test. I'll crawl, I'll rise, I'll bleed until I'm gone. Because even if forever costs my last breath, you, my Jay, are worth it all and more. I love you past the end of every road I walk. Always you, only you. Love, always, Somber. The world was gray before you came along. A pencil sketch, no melody or song. You brought the colors with your tender art and woke the sleeping rainbow in my heart. Red is the flame that dances in your kiss, the urgent rose that blooms with every wish. Blue is the peace that settles in your eyes, an endless ocean under summer skies. Green is the promise growing from our past, the healing garden where our roots hold fast. Yellow is the joy that lights your smile, turning every ordinary mile. Purple is the mystery we explore, behind the curtains of the days before, and black the canvas where our story's drawn, with stars as witnesses from dusk till dawn. Now color lives in everything I see, because your love has colored all of me. A spectrum symphony, both bold and true. My favorite poem is the one I write with you. Beautiful. These words too plain in the true light. You bring to life in my dark, somber nights. A single spark where shadows used to reign. My dearest Jay, my blood moon flame. Catch yourself in the mirror of my eye. There you will see what heaven cannot deny. No fragile glass, no silvered lie, only the truth that refuses to die. Crimson roses twist through raven hair, black wings unfurled against the bloodied air. J 1990 etched where the fallen dare to wear their scars like crowns beyond repair. For there are no words, none fierce enough, none wild or deep, to cage the you I see when darkness sleeps. You are the poem the night itself rewrote, the silver thread in every tear I wrote. Beautiful. No, you are the reason beautiful learns how to bleed, how to rise, how to breathe again in me. I professed my love in script and image, ink bleeding soft across the midnight page, pixels trembling like a vow unfinished, a garden planted in the poet's cage. I removed the barbs that made you flinch, the crimson tears, the ghosts that would not sleep, the lotus shadows every thorny inch, that whispered pain your heart could never keep. I kneel before your word, your steady hand, before the beauty that could still the storm. My armor cracked, my blade upon the sand, a broken knight who only sought your form. Yet when I asked one simple thing of mine, a single rose, a moment, nothing more, the petals sharpened, turned to hooks and spines, and paradise became a field of war. Blood and thorn now wrestle where we stood. The roses I grew wild with devotion's flame now crown the battlefield in red and wood, each wound a verse that will not speak your name. Still I rise among the shattered stems, still the ink runs red, but will not end. For even in this garden turned to war, the poet kneels and loves you as before.
Love is love, not sacrifice. So the old voices say. Yet when a heart empties every pocket, lays the world and all its glittering weight at another's feet, is that not love's oldest, bloodiest proof? But what of the one who keeps the world still warm inside closed hands, still counts its coins and kingdoms, and whispers love like a vow that cost nothing? Is that love? Or love's polite shadow, a word dressed up with nowhere to go? Love, I think, is a scale, not of gold, not of silver, of willingness. How much of yourself you are willing to lose so the other might stay whole? How far you will fall so they might keep standing? I have tipped my side heavy. I have given the stint of my marrow, the quiet hours, the future's uncertain light. I have watched the balance swing toward you with everything I had left to offer. And you recoil. A spring pulled tight, then flinching back from the very flame you asked to warm you. I see it in the eyes, in the breath, in the way the word love arrives already half withdrawn. Is this a test? Some silent proving ground where the universe weighs what we will trade against what we will keep? Or is it simply the truth arriving late that some hearts love with open palms while others love with fists still clenched around everything they refuse to lose? I walk the question now, dog at my side, cigarette burning low, big sky stretching indifferent above the Rockies. The scale still tips uneven, the recoil still echoes, and I cannot stop wondering. Is this love learning its own limits, or love slowly teaching me mine? Maybe, just maybe, it is both.
As I watch, I see what this is all doing to me. Death by 1,000 cuts, slow and mercilessly. I will not quit, I will just sit, watch, and deal with it, letting every quiet slice write its name across me. Kill me soft and sweet, make it hurt even more. I'll ask for it to repeat, I'll open the door. Let the blade linger longer, let the sting settle in. I'll sit in the wreckage and call the pain a friend. As the lights go out and my eyes start to fade, if there was one thing I wish to say before I go, it's that I love you always, through the fire and the fray. And here I'll stay in the pain every single day. The cuts keep arriving like they know me by heart, carving the parts of me that still remember how to start. But I won't turn away, won't flinch or retreat. This slow killing is the only thing that still feels sweet. So bring the next one, let it find its home. I'll sit right here until the lights are gone. And when the darkness comes to take what's left of me, these are the only words that I need you to see. I love you always, and here I'll stay, in the pain every single day. Every single day.
In the flat light, the same scratches reappear. Across the windshield it never quite clears. The same dust rises from souls that have circled this block before. I will not press my palm into the print they left in wet cement. Their anger swings on a rusted gate I no longer stand behind. I turn my shoulder and let the wind take it. Gravel answers underfoot where the ridge begins to lift. Link's tags strike once against his collar, then go quiet. The cigarette burns level, the smoke rises clean. This cloak, black worn to the color of old ash, hangs from my shoulders, seams frayed from every wind I met and kept walking through. Today the hem clears the ground. Today it does not snag. I leave their words where they fall, small stones already half buried in the dry creek bed. The salt that once traced maps down my face now dries before it can run. Love more, hate less. The math stays simple when you stop counting what they owe. In the light of day, nothing changes, except the direction I choose to meet it. I walk on. I lay upon the embered, shattered plain, where crimson fissures breathe their dying light. My tattered cloak a shroud of smoke and rain, the reaper's shadow pressing cold and tight. One sapphire eye still burning, one gone dim, scars mapping every battle I had lost. The cross I wore, the word etched deep within. Family, the only vow time had not crossed. Then through the smoke a softer radiance came, a presence bending low with wings of grace. She knelt beside my broken, bleeding frame and spoke into the hollow of my face. Everything will be okay, my broken lion. You are stronger than the dark that holds you now. Forget the one who shattered what was sacred, the hands that taught your heart to break and bow. You will be fine. The night is not your ending. Rise when you are ready, slow or all at once. Call my name whenever silence feels unending, and I will come with gentle wings and warmth. I will hold you like the child you still carry, the one the world tried so hard to make forget. A hug to quiet every ghost that tarries, a touch to say, you haven't failed me yet. You are enough. You are loved beyond the measure of every wound you bear, of every tear you've shed. Even here, half lost between the worlds, you are still mine. And I am not yet done with you. The cosmic flowers answered with a glow. The castle watched in silence from its hill. And in the lion's chest beneath the snow of pain, a stubborn ember flickered still. So if you find me lying close to death, remember what the angel came to say. Call her name. She never fails the broken. She stays until the broken learn to stay.
You are loved. Even now. Even here. Always.
In the black mirror of rain and stone he stands. Cloak and ribbons, every scar a brand. Somber stitched in red across the band, family carved where the old world left its hand. The cross hangs low, a question, not a prayer. Swinging like a verdict in the midnight air, from his shoulders the soul begins to tear. Not gentle, not quiet, a violent red release. It rips away in fire, limbs of burning air, rejection given form, a ghost that will not cease. The solid self can only watch the fracture breathe, he does not call it back. Some separations are mercy. The red one moves ahead, a specter of what's been lost, a burning map of every time he paid the cost. Yesterday's ghosts still drip from the tattered hem, but the flame refuses to dissolve into the storm again. It turns ember fingers, reach across the divide, not to wound, but to steady what the years denied. The touch lands soft against the bowed down side, self-comfort finding the body it once tried to leave behind. Seated in the chair of his own undoing, head heavy with the silence of everything ruined, the crimson spirit leans in, gentle, renewing the broken vessel with a warmth that feels like dawn inside the chest that learned to house its own ache. Well-being is not loud, it does not shout. It is the quiet decision to remain. It is the soul returning to the drought and choosing, this time, not to burn but to sustain. Rebuilding is not the absence of the flame. It is the flame deciding it will stay. Inside the ribs instead of running free, learning how to warm without destroying, the man who carries both the dark and the Red Sea. He rises from the wet reflection slow, boots heavy, cloak still torn, but somehow whole. The soul no longer walks away in rage, it walks beside him now. Same stride, same face, same cap that reads somber, same cross that reads believe. Not healed, not finished, not pretending to be clean, but standing, breathing, choosing, once again. To be better than yesterday's wreckage, better than the version that let the fire leave. The red is still inside him. This time it does not scream to be released. It simply burns steady, low, and clean. The quiet engine of a self that finally chose to keep its own soul company through the dark.
In the cradle of dusk where the heavens bleed, the sun, my golden beloved, bows its weary head. It pours its final fire across the wounded sky, a lover's kiss that knows it soon must die. I stand upon the cracked and embered plain, the somber poet scarred and cloaked in black. My tattered mantle billows like a flag of pain, while every wound remembers what it lacks. Cosmic roses glow around my bleeding feet, the petals trembling in the cooling air. Each one a memory, fragile, bittersweet, of warmth that once could heal, and now is rare. The silver cross upon my chest still catches light, a single spark the dying sun has left behind, while ghosts of little hands move through the night, and names I cannot speak are on the wind tonight. Yet I will not curse the sun for slipping west, nor beg the shadows to return my stolen grace. Love more each day, and hate a little less. That is the vow I carry in its place. Even as the last gold fades into the stone, even as the rose is close and color drains, the fire it gave me lives inside my bone. The somber poet stands alone.
In the dead of night, when shadows ruled the air, a golden angel descended, light beyond compare. Her radiance erupted, fierce and wholly bright, and every creeping shadow withered into flight. She reached for me, her hand, a promise wrapped in grace. And as our fingers met, I felt my walls erase. I began to grow weak, not from fear but from release. The weight I'd carried crumbling piece by piece. The cracks across my skin, those maps of every scar, began to mend and soften underneath her star. Her golden light poured in like mercy through the seams, stitching what was shattered, quieting the screams. Lost in the way she smiled at me, so gentle, so divine, her eyes held galaxies that whispered, "You are mine." Time slowed to a heartbeat, the darkness lost its name, and in that single moment I was never quite the same. A golden angel came when all was cold and black. She took my broken hand and never gave it back. Now even in the midnight, I carry her soft flame, a mended soul still learning how to speak her name. It's the witching hour once again. The toll that always finds its mark in me. Somehow the light is brighter than the living have right to see. A virulent hue of beauty and severance. Self-devouring glory bleeding through the blinds like it has memorized every fracture in my soul. Questions rattle my mind, loose bones in a charnel jar. I sit with coffee black as a widow's veil, steam rising like incense from a desecrated altar. Everything perfectly placed in this tomb of habit, yet the silence screams that all is wrong. What is amiss? I ask the rising wraith of steam, is it the rotten me or the grave that holds her? I am the darkness of a dying man. No, the darkness that lingers after the last breath has fled. That much the shadows have already taught me. Who am I to question light that burns this holy or this profane? Breathe. The air is thick with the dust of forgotten graves. I made this vow to the night. I am done with her ghost. But this feeling, it fills the room, fills the hollows of my ribs like black ivy, a phantom hunger I have not tasted in many nights. It presses behind the eyes like an old friend who never learned the decency of staying dead. Is it me, or is it her? I sip again. Coffee cold now, a bitter communion at the apex of the hour. I tell myself again and again, it is nothing. It is nothing. It is nothing. Still the rot of living answers, thorns and all, still the heart that faithless hound bays at the crypt door. The mind is triple locked with not yet and rusted chains. The light stays. Brighter than mercy, brighter than warning, brighter than the candles that burned at her passing. And somewhere between the steam and the sunder, I stop asking which of us the light came looking for the light does not choose. It reveals. And in its merciless glow I see the truth. We are both already claimed. Its own breath. The love of the grim sinks its teeth into flesh.
It coils through the silence, a shadow's wet kiss, a lover that waits in the rot of what is. Sweet beauty it carves from the open, raw wound, a black rose that blooms where the marrow is strewn. Crimson tears well from the sockets of night, hot and metallic, refusing the light. We linger together in this beautiful dread, flesh bound to the reaper, to all that is dead. The vigil is long and the darkness is deep, the weight of its promise crushes the weak. No light breaks the horizon, no dawn ever comes, only the grim's cold hands on our shivering drums. We wait without weeping, we wait without fear, for the love of the grim is the only thing clear. In the dark of the night and the beauty of all, we find our surrender in the final fall. A kiss from the void that peels skin from bone. The grim's patient love claims us as its own.
In the hush of the swamp I settle, boots swallowed by the velvet dark, where the world forgets its hurry and the air hangs thick as prayer. Cypress knees rise like weathered saints from the black water's skin. Spanish moss drapes the branches in silver gray veils, swaying with the slow breath of something older than sorrow. The surface ripples only when something unseen moves beneath, a ripple that carries the weight of every unspoken thing. Lilies open their white throats to the filtered light, while rotting logs cradle new green shoots, life feeding on what once fell and surrendered. I sit here long enough for the mosquitoes to learn my name, for the frogs to resume their ancient chorus, for the stillness to press its palm against my chest and remind me how small the noise of my own breaking has always been. And in that wet, wild quiet, the raw beauty of all things rises around me like mist. The mud that holds the roots, the decay that sweetens the bloom, the hidden teeth and the gentle wings, the light that reaches down in broken shafts and still calls it holy. Nothing here pretends to be clean. Nothing here asks to be saved from itself. Yet everything belongs. The stench, the shine, the silence, the scream of life, refusing to end. I breathe it in until my own edges soften, until I remember. Beauty was never meant to be polished. It was always meant to be this, alive in the murk, rooted in the rot, singing anyway. I sit on the ledge where the city exhales light, boots dangling over the veins of the night. A bottle of ink and a notebook that bleeds the questions that nobody else ever reads. The moon hides her face in a blanket of cloud while the streets far below keep on laughing out loud. I watch them move easy, connected in warm arms around shoulders, no fear of the storm. And I wonder again how it slipped through my hands, how the circle got smaller till nobody stands in the space that I cleared with the walls that I built, brick after brick made of silence and guilt. She told me she loved me, or maybe she tried, but her cracks became mine and the river ran wide. I carried the flood till it drowned who I was. Now the only one left is the man that I lost. I've loved, I've held children, I've called people home. I've watched them all leave, some quiet, some thrown by my trembling hands or the doors that they chose. The ending's the same when the last candle blows. Is any of this worth it? The fight in the chest, the nights spent pretending the ache is at rest when everyone fades, whether gentle or loud, what's left of a heart that was never allowed to
keep what it found? I don't know anymore. The pen just keeps moving across the cold floor of this notebook that listens when no one else will. The city keeps glowing, the ink keeps its spill. And I sit here alone with the somber poet's quill, still writing the question that won't stay still. Where did it all go so far wrong? And the night doesn't answer. It never has. It just listens.
Cold steel rests heavy in the hand. A 44's single eye open and unblinking. You lean in, and the barrel becomes a tunnel. Not of light, but of perfect, patient absence. Inside that circle, the questions line up like witnesses. Is this the mercy the ghosts have been begging for? Will the silence finally be loud enough to drown the echoes? Will the ledger of every loss balance at last? The mind walks the length of that dark corridor and finds every door it ever slammed, every small hand it could not hold, every vow that shattered under its own weight. Time stretches thin as smoke. A lifetime compressed into the space between one breath and the decision that waits at the end of it. Yet somewhere in the barrel's void, another voice begins to answer back. Not loud, not certain, but stubborn. It speaks of unfinished roads under open sky, of the cross that still hangs heavier than any gun, of the strange, defiant muscle that keeps beating, even when every reason to keep beating has been taken. The finger hovers. The contemplation deepens until it feels eternal. Then the hand, trembling not from weakness, but from the terrible gravity of choosing, begins to lower the steel. Not because the darkness surrendered, because the light, however thin, however bloodied, still calls the name you almost forgot you owned. The poet inside the ruin does not write an ending here. He writes the next line. He writes the breath after the breath. He writes the long, hard, holy refusal to let the final period fall on someone else's terms. The 44 is returned to its silence. The great contemplation ends not with thunder, but with the quiet, revolutionary sound of a heart that has decided, once more, to keep breaking in the direction of morning.